On this episode of Road Trip Masters, we roll into a town that was once known as the original western frontier of this great nation.
Brian, it was made by the guy who carved Mount Rushmore. Gutzum Borglum. I think I have it right.
I hope you do. It sounds good to me.
And then take a tour of a foundry that has been putting history on a stick for nearly a century.
Sounds like fun.
We'll kick back some brews.
I don't tell people how to drink beer.
And partake in some of the fine delicacies that this place has to offer.
I can move.
So sit back, relax, and let us do the driving right here on Road Trip Masters. I'm Nick Kessler.
And I'm Brian Fulmer.
We're teachers that have a passion for travel.
Cruising the highways and byways in our 1968 drop-top caddy.
We discover the places and people that make this nation great. We are Road Trip Masters. This week, we're cruising through the beautiful rolling hills of the Mid-Ohio Valley to Marietta, Ohio. This town sits at the confluence of the mighty Ohio and Muskingum rivers, which is why many refer to it as the riverboat town. Marietta was the first settlement in the Northwest Territory. The Ohio Company of Associates founded it in 1788. This new settlement was named Marietta in honor of the French Queen, Marie Antoinette. It also served as a small but influential part of the anti-slavery movement in the 1800s. With the boom of Western expansion, Marietta was a key spot for shipbuilding, commerce, and settlers passing through. Marietta is a small town with big city charm, and we couldn't wait to check into the Lafayette Hotel and start exploring.
Nick, for this episode, I have a surprise for you.
Hey, buddy, after navigating those asphalt waterways, this hat is perfect. I'm just glad I was able to dock the caddy safely.
While Brian struggled with the luggage cart, I went in and found Sheila. Sheila, Lafayette Hotel, absolutely beautiful. Oh, I gotta remember my manners. What can you tell me about the Lafayette Hotel, the history?
The hotel was originally built in 1892. It was called the Bellevue Hotel. That unfortunately was burnt in 1916, and then they rebuilt it as the Lafayette Hotel in 1918.
Let's talk about some of the rooms. Usually when we get into these old hotels, they're very tight and small. But here at the Lafayette, really not the case, correct?
They're all done in the mahogany wood, so they've got the Victorian era look and feel. But some of the parlor rooms are a little bit larger. Then they also have the small, what we call cabin rooms, which mimic if you've ever been on the boats, the Mississippi Queen or it mimics that look there.
Oh, get out. So it's almost recreating that. Absolutely. What would we call them? Paddle boats, steamboats, or?
Yep, sternwheel boats, yeah.
Sternwheel boats that would go right up and down the Ohio River.
Yeah.
Sheila, not only are the rooms absolutely stunning and gorgeous, but you take the lobby down there. You take the hotel bar, the restaurant. All these beckon everything, like you said, a century ago.
The bar that's in there is Amish built, so that was brought to us years ago. And then we just did a room renovation on the gun room, and we went in to keep the old look and feel to the gun room. So where we have the sternwheel memorabilia and just keep the history there.
Thank you so much, Sheila.
You're welcome.
Absolutely
Thank
beautiful
you.
hotel. Can't wait to check it out. The main street, the river, everything about this town. Now I got to put my captain's hat on there.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So after Brian was done unloading the cargo, we decided to shove off in our land yacht and chart a course for Sewah Studios to find out what they mean by making what they call history on a stick. All right, Brian, here we are, Sewah Studios, and we have Brad. Brad, what are we going to experience today? What's out on the factory floor? What does Sewah Studios do?
Sewah is the historical marker manufacturer here located in Marietta, Ohio. We handcraft each marker, try to do 6 a day. We like to say 120 words or less is a nice little history story for you.
I'm curious to learn more about these metal textbooks.
All right, man, let's go see how it works.
I like that, Brian. Let's go.
Brad, I'm not a shop teacher. My buddy is, but looks like we're in the pattern room.
That's right, guys. We're in the pattern room where it all starts. What we're doing here is we're just cleaning up or constructing brand new patterns to ready to go into production.
They're carving these out individually and spiking them down, so there is a small amount of woodwork
in a metal historical sign business.
Yeah, all these channels are put here for a reason. We basically carve and cut and mount these down so we can channel the molten down these paths into the product and create this casted marker.
All right, where are we off to next?
Cool, let's go over to the typeset department and we'll learn how to glue letters down and get our spelling books out.
All right, let's go.
Over in the typesetting department, Brad gave us the rundown on the typesetting process, from assembling the letters to gluing them down. This is where these metal textbooks go through the publishing process. Brian even got a chance to do a little typesetting of his own. After the glue settles, it's time to take these molds into the foundry for the casting process.
This is our foundry. It's a cast aluminum foundry where we're running 2 production lines on your right. All right. What the guys are working on is they're on the second side of their second project. Basically, the gentleman over there tamping, that's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to get all the sand tamped down so when we turn it over, it all doesn't fall out, right? So we're trying to make impressions. We'll then turn it over. We'll pull it away. Once we pull it away, we have an impression, which is the actual first side of their second side already cast.
So right now, like you said, they're making that second half to put on top.
That's right.
And then we're going to be ready for the pour.
That's right. That's right.
All right, I get it.
Yep.
Did you know the sand used for this process is called green sand, which is harvested from the banks of the Ohio River? Next come the 25-pound ingots made from 100% recycled aluminum. The metal comes out of the furnace at 1,350 degrees, where it is poured into the fiber ladle and carried carefully over to the casting flask. A smaller ladle is used on the other side of the mold to ensure proper flow and prevent any open voids during the casting process. After the pour, the 2 halves of the mold are split open and the marker is revealed. The sand is shoveled off and kicked out of the casting flask, where it'll be used for the next day's work. The aluminum cools to room temperature in about an hour, where it heads to its next journey, the grinding room. Here, the markers are cleaned up from any imperfections and casting flaws are corrected. But I'll let Brad explain a little bit more what goes on in this department.
This is where really all the time is spent, in here digging out and polishing and keeping these letters, like rebuilding them, so to speak. Each department, like I said earlier, is like its own business, like its own job family that are all uniquely related. However, the disciplines are totally different. So these guys, I think, sometimes are the magicians, if you ask me. They're taking things and like totally, creating something that wasn't there.
After the grinding room, these markers go through a series of powder coatings that apply the base color for the finished product. Then it's off to the ladies in the detail department to put on the final touches.
All right, here we are. Final step.
Final step. This is where the magic happens, where they come alive, we like to say.
You know, the one thing I love, Brad, you got women in here. They're more patient and they're more detailed than any man on the face of this earth.
I think he's got it figured out. Yes. These guys are artists. They're passionate about what they do. It's no other place in the world that I see the beauty that comes out in this.
After the paint dries, it's off to shipping, where they are packed and boxed up and sent out to a hometown near you.
Brad, thanks so much. Absolutely incredible process, what you got going on here. Thank you for your patriotism.
Bet, man.
For all of us to enjoy throughout the country. Brian, there's only one thing left to do. Brad, we need some gas. Will you drive us there?
Let's go.
We're not used to having a driver, but Brad handled the caddy extremely well. So after filling up at the local gas station, we decided to fill up at the local watering hole, the Harmer Tavern, where we kicked back some beers, shared some stories, and chowed down on their famous pork roll sandwich.
There's one thing that this small town's not lacking, and that's restaurants.
Sounds to me like my first mate here needs a trip to the galley.
Sounds to me like Captain Kessler sure does love using his nautical terms. With around 30 restaurants to choose from in just a 3-block radius, Marietta has an abundance of dining choices. From charming pubs to lively taverns, this town has it all. The one place that really caught my eye was the Buckley House restaurant, which was built in 1879. This is where I caught up with Master Chef Ahmad.
Ahmad, we're back in the kitchen. What do you have for us today?
Beef tenderloin kebab with colored onions, and I'm doing couscous.
All right, Chef, where do we begin here?
We're beginning with the beef tenderloin here. I want to marinate them. Olive oil.
Oh, yeah.
And we put some salt, okay? And a little pepper, cinnamon. Put a little curry here, a little cumin, a lot of garlic. People love garlic. And we marinate it. And after that, we skewer it with wet skewer, then burn the oven, and peppers, and I try the visual here, red, beautiful. There you go.
There we have it. Beautiful.
Beautiful. We're on the grill, and we keep it a couple minutes on the grill both sides. And it depends on temperature, medium rare, or well done. Well done, we keep it in the oven for a long time.
Couple days.
Exactly.
Now, Chef, as this is on the grill, what else are we doing?
Okay, I want to do couscous here.
All right.
Okay. I'll start with the couscous. Olive oil. I dice my vegetable. Okay. A little salt, pepper, a little curry powder, and a couple bay leaves.
Yeah, Chef, you have this down. My head's spinning.
I love it. And this is the base. The vegetable ready to go. And I put the couscous now.
Now, how long with the couscous?
The couscous will be done in a minute. And here my own demi-glaze. I get my own tomato sauce here. And I put curry.
What kind of sauce?
Cumin. Tomato sauce.
Okay.
Tomato.
Yep.
Okay, and salt and pepper. Done here. Vegetable done. Tomato sauce ready. Couscous, a minute.
Well, now I know how you're in such good shape. You're constantly
thank
moving.
you. Okay. You want me to finish it here? Guys, you eat it medium rare, is okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. And what we do always, we plate our couscous
first.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're putting it in the mold.
Mold, yeah.
I normally do that when I make sandcastles.
We go in the middle here, the plate. That's that.
I almost
and
want to
after
put
that,
a flag on top.
Yep. You put the vegetable around the plate. Okay. Put demi here, up the bottom. There you go, demi glaze first. That's the kebab. There you go. One here. Around the couscous, and beautiful. And we put that again, demi glaze.
And you're putting it right on top of the meat.
On top of the meat, on the bottom of the meat. There you go.
And there we have it. Chef, I can't wait to eat this, but I need a favor from you.
Yes.
My buddy Nick is waiting for me. I need you to whip one more of these up, and the way you cooked and the speed you cooked it with, I'm sure it's only going to take you a minute.
I'm ready.
Thank you, Chef.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Thank you.
Permission to sit, Captain.
Permission granted, First Mate Fulmer.
Permission really not needed.
Hey, this thing looks fantastic. I heard a lot of commotion back there.
Oh, you should have been back there with Chef.
I can move.
What do we got? Looks like filet mignon.
A little kebabs.
All right.
What a great place.
Excellent. Buckley House. That's an A+, buddy.
Cheers.
One of the great things about this city, everything's in walking distance.
Yeah, you take this walking bridge right here, where the Ohio and the Muskingum River meet.
What a great view.
Absolutely. That's right. The Harmer Bridge was once part of the mighty B&O Railroad. Originally constructed as a swing bridge, it now serves as a pedestrian walkway that connects the town of Marietta to the historic Harmer Village, located on the other side of the Muskingum River. There are many stops along the Marietta River Trail where you can get up close and personal with the surrounding beauty, and the views, spectacular. Or you can take in many of the unique features along this 3-mile-plus trail and meet some fantastic people, like this man who was carving a tree. We just had to meet him.
And your name is Pearl.
Pearl, yes. Pearl Totman.
Totman?
Yes.
T-O.
First a tot before a man. That's the easiest way to remember.
And And this isn't the first tree that Pearl has carved. He has many to his credit along the path. But our trail excursion would not be complete if we didn't pay homage to a memorial that was dedicated to the town of Marietta by Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1938.
All right, Brian, another stop, the memorial to the start westward.
Made out of sandstone.
You know what? You're a geologist, buddy, aren't you?
I just read the plaque.
And how about this plaque fact? It was actually made by the guy who carved Mount Rushmore, Gutzon Borglum. How'd I do?
Sounded better than I could do. That's a tongue twister.
It was fun taking in the sights on the trail, but it was time to unwind and let our feet carry us to our next port of call.
Yeah, Brian, this is what road tripping's all about.
Absolutely. Best part, we get a chance to see signs like this. That's a spot I want to go to.
You know what Captain says? Carry on.
Who are we with, Brian? Tony.
Nice to meet you guys.
Tell us about Marietta Brewing Company.
So we're a full-service brew pub. We brew the beer that we're about to drink right here in-house.
Every beer we're going to take right out of those tanks.
That's correct.
Tony, which one are we going to start with first?
All right, we'll start with our Cooper's Copper Ale.
All right. It almost has that bourbon color.
Yeah, well.
Man, it's beautiful when you hold it up to the light. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, you taste the hops, but it's not offensive. For a guy like me who doesn't like those strong beers, it's smooth.
It goes down smooth. On a hot day, I can see just coming in here after a bike ride, after a walk.
Absolutely.
Now, look at mine. Grab yours, Tony, please. Let's compare. Now, put up Brian's.
There we go.
Well,
Is this the proper way? Is Brian doing it right, or are we doing it wrong?
That's how drinkable it is. I don't tell people how to drink beer.
But it doesn't stop here, because you have something else special here, and that's the food.
That's right. Tony set us up with an arsenal of dishes to devour, like the Brewhouse Pizza, an ale-braised Philly sandwich, a spinach and artichoke dish, a portobello Gouda burger, and our favorite, the Cuban pulled pork sandwich.
Now, is that citrus sauce on there, or do we got to find somewhere to dip?
It's on there. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Captain can't help himself.
No. Captain should calm down.
I couldn't calm down, because this place knows how to treat a captain and his first mate.
Hey, Captain approves of this.
Tony, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Tony, I can't even shake your hand. I got my burger and everything's all messy. Sign of a good dish.
That means we had a good day.
You're damn right.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, folks.
I can't even cheers.
Cheers.
Since we're in a riverboat town, it was only befitting that we get on the water and make our way onto the Valley Gem, a reproduction stern wheel boat that navigated these waters over a century and a half ago.
Before we get on the boat, I want you to know I got you a little something.
Ah, pipe. Perfect for a captain.
With my hat and pipe in hand, we were granted permission to come on board, where we met the real captain of this vessel, Jason.
Brian, I've always wanted to be on one of these ships. Jason, you have an incredible history on the Valley Gem.
It's a family business. My dad started this when I was little. We built up the business with a small boat, and then we needed a bigger boat, so we built this one.
Sounded like Jaws. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah, pretty much. My dad designed it. My brother and I helped build it. We had one gentleman who welded the entire thing by himself.
You're looking at nights, weekends, every chance you had.
Yeah, it took 18 months to build. The gentleman who welded the boat together, he said, yeah, we packed 2 years worth of work into 18 months. So.
All right, Brian, 2 captains on board. Looks like we got to get this vessel underway, first mate.
Looks like we're top heavy with people in charge. Can't wait to see how this ride goes.
So Brian got his first order, to untie the figure-8 cleat hitch knot. Second order, don't fall into the river. But I have this feeling he has one more thing up his sleeve.
Nick, if you're going to be the captain of an old school paddle wheel, you need to look more the part. That's why I got you that and an old school beard.
Quite befitting for a paddle boat captain.
It was incredible being on the Valley Gem, cruising the Muskingum and Ohio rivers just like they did in the 1800s. And Brian, he was tasked on his third order, looking out for any danger on the water.
Hold on, Captain. Snag on the starboard side. Snag. Dead ahead. Way up there. Permission granted.
For what? To hit it? Unclear?
I couldn't thank Captain Jason enough for that one moment in time I was a riverboat captain.
All right, First Mate Brian, another successful road trip.
I would say so too.
Until next time, I'm Captain Nick Kessler.
And I'm Brian Fulmer. Stay curious, my friends.
Safe travels.
If you would like to find out more about Road Trip Masters, then visit roadtripmasters.com. It's your behind-the-scenes look and inside guide to all the places we visited. And who knows, maybe we'll be the reason for your next adventure.